I'm sweaty, I'm hot, I need to get home, but you're gonna have to stare at me and listen to me for a little bit anyway. So here's the deal. I picked up some stuff today, which is honestly almost scrap metal, but possibly some of it's worth something. And there's more items also that I'll be getting in the future. So anyway, basically, I got a old John Deere garden tractor back there, the Kawasaki liquid cooled engine, and it looks like garbage, but it might still be worth something. The engine might, if I can get it to fire over or run or something, you know, get $150 or something for it. That'd be nice. And then walk behind weed eater and 2 pressure washers. The pressure washers, I may see if they'll fire and then throw them up and see if someone wants to buy them as is, or one of them is probably just about scrap. So it's not too far away from home, so I figure at the least I've got some scrap. But the items I did not get, which are the guy's neighbors, so basically 2 people. One guy said, hey, can you come out here? And then also my neighbor's got some stuff. What his neighbor has is a snapper 0 turn with a joystick control, a single blade 30-inch cut or so, and Yard Machine's lawnmower with looked like a complete bagger on it. But I think those ones will be worth my time. Okay, so here's that load I picked up the other day. A 4-wheeler that ran into a tree and messed up something, so it's missing that wheel. Says it's a 100, and an old John Deere, but it's got radiator fluid in there, so that's a good sign. If that engine will fire and run, I'll probably take the engine. I don't know, there may be some good parts on there. It just looks like garbage, kind of. But, you know, that's okay. Oftentimes things look that way. And here's a pressure washer. I pulled it over to see if it was free, and it started squirting oil and water out of the dipstick tubes. That's not a good sign. Here's another pressure washer where the pump is disconnected. Here's a walk behind weed eater. So why did I get all this stuff? Well, it was free, and I kind of am looking for a pressure washer, but I don't think it's going to be worth my time to try to fix either of these pressure washers, so we'll see. They're both Tecumseh engines, and I'm also not real familiar with Tecumsehs. Someone may be interested in them because they're a side shaft engine, so you could use them on like a go-kart or something like that. So I may try to sell them and that, with that thought behind them or whatever. The 4-wheeler, since it's missing that wheel, I don't know if it'll sell as well, but normally those 4-wheelers sell pretty decently. If I can get, you know, 50 to 100 bucks for the 4-wheeler, you know, 50 to 100 bucks for both pressure washers combined or whatever, and then get, you know, a couple $100 out of the John Deere, I'm doing okay. The deck actually looks pretty decent on the John Deere. It's a nice heavy-duty 48-inch deck. Doesn't look that bad. And of course, the most valuable part on this John Deere, besides the invisible hood, is the wonderful seat. I mean, that's especially contoured to fit you. I mean, you'll be really, really comfy there. I don't know what to say other than that. The deck, like I said, looks pretty decent. Anyway, let's get this stuff unloaded. straps would slide on the bucket, so when I curled, it just raised the straps higher, not actually tilt the whole mower. Whatever. I don't think I broke anything that wasn't already broken. Today it is a baking 97 degrees, and we're gonna try to finish up that mower pickup where we got the old John Deere, some pressure washers and push mowers. I turned down the fan so you can hear me. So anyway, today we should be getting a zero turn and a Yardman riding mower, but I just realized my battery is about out on the GoPro, so I'll turn this off and see if I can get a little footage there. So, catch you later. So, here's the Yardman. Complete bagger, it looks like. And Snapper Zero Turn, which is what I'm most interested in. It looks like a decent spot to load up here on the concrete. I'll probably try to get this up on the truck so it rolls freely. And then get the yard machines up on the trailer because it's a little longer. Kind of depends on what has tires that can air up or not. So what rolls. So anyway, that's the plan. Let's see what we have here. We got a Snapper Yard Cruiser 33-inch cut zero turn. And that's my flashlight. It's gonna get dark. The guy I got it from said that this little box here is bad and the engine's not getting spark. I also was looking over it and discovered that it's missing the negative ground, well, the ground cable for the battery and possibly a short piece of the positive. There's no battery installed. Kind of a cool little mower. Nothing of use for me really. I have way too big a yard for a 33-inch cut zero turn. The engine probably needs the carb rebuilt. So, I don't know. I could try to put a little time into it and see if I have a spare CDI box or whatever. It may not be a CDI. Forgive me if that's not what it is. But I may see if I can get another one and put it on there and get it running. But is it worth my time? I don't really know because, I mean, I have like a gajillion things I could be working on. I didn't pay anything for it. How much can I sell it for the way it is right now? And how much could I sell it for if I put just a little bit of time into it? And how quickly could I do that? So that's kind of the question. It's a joystick drive mower, so I think that's pretty cool. I'd like to, I mean, in theory I like a joystick because that leaves your other hand free. But I've not really used a joystick drive much, so I may discover I don't like it. So that's that. Here is a plastic hood that has actually lasted, unlike John Deere's. Who would have thought that Yardman would have a hood that would last longer than a John Deere? I say that, I don't know for sure how old this is. Maybe it's relatively new and just looks old because it's a Yardman. But anyway, this is a Yardman by MTD. So you got your pretty standard MTD setup here with your forward, neutral, reverse shifter. And this one is a foot pedal drive instead of the 8 or 7 speed up here on the dash. So makes it a little easier to drive, I guess, but I really don't like this setup because whenever you want to stop and go backwards, you gotta take your foot off of the forward pedal, put it on the brake pedal, shift it into reverse, let off the brake pedal, and push the forward pedal to go backwards. And that's like way too many steps. Whereas a regular hydrostatic, you literally just push the reverse pedal. It's like push the forward pedal, push the reverse pedal. It's that easy. These are way harder. You might think at first, oh, this is like a hydrostatic because you've got a foot pedal to drive forward and stuff. But as soon as you need to go backwards, you'll realize that it's not in the same league as a regular hydrostatic as far as ease of use. So that's my 2 cents on that. All those plastic pieces up there we got sitting over here is a fairly complete bagger setup. It's got soft bags. See how good this is. This is the part, you know, that normally gets worn out. It's actually not too bad. A piece of license plate, I like it. So a complete bagger setup might make this thing worth a little bit more. But again, what's wrong with this thing? I don't like these drive systems. They have too many belts. It's basically a belt drive, continuously variable transmission, so the pulley changes to change speed. He kind of stopped using it because it just got old and he wanted something new, and so it kind of sat. So that probably means he had a few issues with it, probably related to the deck. So that tire's off the bead. Should I try the old out in the middle of nowhere trick to get it seated? Should I make a fireball? Spray some carb cleaner in there and see if it'll seat? I'm tempted to try that. Probably not right here, right now. And of course, here's a smoker, so I can make my own home smoked meals with special rust flavor. Rust flavor is the end thing now. You don't need fancy smokers to get the rust flavor. In fact, the cheapest ones actually work better for getting smoke flavor. And especially make sure your doors are locked shut, which I guess it's a good thing because I didn't strap that door shut when I came home. Oh, does this rotate? Oh, that sounds really good. Oh, it rotates that way. What things could be sitting in here? It's like a dungeon. I'll be smoking in no time. In reality, this is a piece of scrap metal, and that's why I picked it up with the intention of scrapping it. So I'll just throw it in my scrap pile and maybe make a few bucks off of it that way. All right, enough talk. It's getting dark. Let's get all this stuff unloaded. It's backhoe time. Boy, I like this thing. It's so handy. It starts so well. It does what I need it to do. I'll be smoking in no time. There we go. We finally caught some excitement on the camera. This thing is scrap metal, so I'm not really worried about it. I could have tried to strap it, but it wasn't really up against anything to strap. And it felt like it had a pretty good low center of gravity, despite the way it looked. It looked like it felt like it would stay put if I was careful, but I wasn't careful enough, or I was just wrong. Anyway, let's just put it on the forks on its back and take it on its way. I know this looked bad, and maybe it was bad, but let me explain to you what happened here. First of all, I tried to be very careful to keep my head and stuff out from under any suspended loads, and basically I wasn't super worried about this equipment. I just kind of wanted to get it unloaded. But in hindsight, I should have gone ahead and used the ramps first of all and tried to roll it down in a controlled manner. Probably like I did the $100 Toro over on the sloped driveway, so it's not coming down as steep of a hill. I was hoping that I could just let it down with the forks, but here's why it didn't work. This mower has these silly little bars on the back that come way down and we're catching on the ramps, especially as I had the mower tilted like this because the front end was up with the tractor and I'm trying to drag it down. Those were just going down and grabbing the ramps and yanking them off of the tailgate. Even though I have the safety straps on them, they're still yanking them off of the tailgate because there's just enough pressure and enough slop. We had the same issue trying to load it at his house. It was very difficult to get it loaded because of those bars. I don't know if there was an ideal way to unload this, except for if I had enough reach that I could have picked it up and carried it out of the truck bed with the straps and just strapped it and craned it out. This one was just a really awkward unload. I don't think I really came close to getting hurt anywhere. I mean, yeah, there's always possibilities, but when it comes down to it, just be careful. Don't put your body somewhere where it could get hurt. Just think about it before you do something. But yeah, it's still hooked here. I went ahead and put the ramp on the lower part of my bumper there so it would be able to catch it. Anyway, I think that's it for tonight. This is pretty much unloaded. I can take it from here. I'd love to see if these things will run. We'll see if that's the way things work out. I may just turn around and try to sell them as is, where they are, the way they are. Anyway, it's getting dark. I don't think you can see much, so I'll catch you next time.